Welcome back to Your Next Watch, the series in which we talk about watches you're looking to add to your collection and discuss everything you need to know about it. Today we're looking at one of the most popular watches in the Rolex lineup. It's fair to say, if you've ever considered owning a Rolex, the likelihood is you looked at or even picked up a Rolex Datejust. But what actually is it like to spend some real time with a watch? Does the modern Datejust still remain one of the most truly versatile watches ever? To start with, the model we have here is the 116-200. The Datejust exists in a huge selection of combinations, however this is the most classic and clean. Brushed and polished oyster bracelet, smooth bezel, and sunburst silver dial. If you're after a new Rolex that is more under the radar, this, or maybe an oyster perpetual, would be the standout options. On the other hand, if you're after a Rolex that really jumps out on the wrist, don't completely rule out the Datejust. A Jubilee bracelet with a white gold fluted bezel and maybe a sunburst blue dial would fit the bill perfectly. A sign of a strong quality design is its ability to be almost immune to time. Things can of course evolve with the introduction of better materials, the advancements of technology, or the addition of more variations, but one thing that should remain is its ability to have a timeless appeal. The Datejust, and more specifically the modern Datejust, really does epitomise this. Simply compare the watch head to an early Ford number reference and the statement is only enhanced. The Datejust is powered by the 3135 movement, which is an icon in itself. It's been used in a range of Rolexes ever since 1988 and comes with all the appealing stats you'd expect. All this basically means for you is the watch will be rock solid on the wrist and you should never really have to have any concerns about the working of it. The 3135 movement sits in a 36mm oyster case, with a lug-to-lug length of approximately 44mm and a thickness just under 12mm. If you plan on wearing the Datejust every day, these are simply perfect dimensions. After spending some time with the Datejust, it does have a tendency to express a more dressy aesthetic, but don't let this put you off. The Datejust is a model in the Rolex lineup that excels in everything it does. From office work, travelling around the world, to regularly in and out of the ocean, the Datejust is a watch you can throw on your wrist and completely forget you're wearing it, no matter what you're up to. There is only one thing I'd like to see different on the modern Datejusts, and that's the amount of polishing on the piece. The top of the case, the side of the case, the bezel, the centre links, and the edge of the oyster bracelet are all complete in a polished finish. Don't get me wrong, I regularly wear watches with a lot of polishing, but for this type of watch, with its wide range of versatile traits, I'd have liked to have seen this more represented in a more balanced finish choice. If you're thinking along the same lines, I'd recommend taking a look at the vintage 4-number reference Datejusts. More on those at a later date. Once you've picked up your Datejust, you'll soon start to think about swapping the bracelet out for a strap to really complement the design of the watch in a more unique way. To start with, you'll want to take a look at the vintage Kudu leather range, specifically the Contoured Italian from the Geckota collection. This strap is a dark brown colour with a waxy finish, which really works to make the most of the watch, feeling nice and casual. It's worth mentioning here we have slightly bent the spring bars away from the case of the watch to avoid the leather scratching. This is a common issue with Rolex cases, and from our experience this is the best way to get around it. Next, the Painswick leather from Geckota pulls on the Datejust's rich history. The distressed grey option enhances the sporty feel of the silver dial. The addition of quick release spring bars as well means you'll be able to swap out this strap on the go without a need for any watchmaking tools. Finally, sticking with the grey, and we have the Iridescent NATO. Polished keepers on the strap tie in the polishing of the Datejust case effectively. These NATOs are silky soft to touch, so perfect for regular sportswear. As grey is such a versatile colour, you'll find you won't really have a problem matching this strap to any dial colour Datejust you end up picking up. So, what are the main points to consider with the modern Datejusts? Well, firstly, because the watch is jam-packed with history and provenance, it will forever be a staple in the Rolex collection. If you pick up a Datejust, you'll enjoy never-ending versatility. With a huge amount of options available from Rolex, there's sure to be the right combo of bracelet, bezel and dial available. And finally, the 36mm size is ideal for a range of wrist sizes, from 6 inches up. If you have a bigger wrist, take a look at the 41mm Datejust. The same amount of charm, just in a larger size. At the end of the day, the Datejust was designed to be worn every day as a versatile, reliable and endlessly stylish option for your wrist. And over 70 years after the first Datejust arrived on the scene, it continues to perform day in and day out. To find out more about the Rolex Datejust, check out the WatchGecko online magazine, where we chat about the watch in more detail. We'll leave a link in the description below. Here we've only talked about a few strap options as well, so let us know by leaving a like on the video if you'd like to see us really explore a range of straps for the watch, as well as explaining the process behind the picks. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.